Do you love Napa Cabbage Kimchi, but you're looking for something that's a little bit less spicy and a little bit more refreshing, especially during the hot summer months? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious kimchi that is less spicy but full of so much yummy flavors from this liquidy kimchi paste. Oh, once it hits the lips, you will not be able to stop. It's a serious warning. And it is a small batch recipe so that you and anyone else can make this at home. 오늘의 레시피, 시원한 알배추 김치 만들기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영어로 함께 하겠습니다. I'm gulping in my mouth before I even have this. Oh. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. Cut the root end off and just take the exterior leaves out like so. So once you take the exterior leaves off, you're left with this. You'll notice that the interior leaves are all yellow, except for the very tip here, which we're gonna cut off. You wanna use this part to make our kimchi today. And this part is called 알배추 in Korean. This exterior leaves that are wilted and not so great looking, or the ones with the green leaves, you want to save these. So last week's recipe was on how to make Napa cabbage side dish. So you could make that. You could also pan fry these. Yes, these pan fried are so delicious. So don't throw the uglies away, and the videos will be linked below in the description box. I'm gonna cut this green tip off, but if you want to keep it, you can. I just want this uniform look of all yellow leaves for our kimchi today. And for our kimchi recipe today, we need about 1 kilogram of 알배추, just the yellow part of the Napa cabbage. So we're gonna cut the root end off and basically just separate all the leaves. You keep on peeling until you get to the end, and here you have to just cut the root end off a little bit more, and you just keep on going. And once I reach to about this size, less than the size of your finger, I would stop. So let's have a taste test. I want you to really taste how sweet this yellow part of the cabbage is. It is naturally sweet. That's why kimchi is so good. Oh, and the rest of this little part, you just eat the rest too. Now we're gonna cut our cabbage leaves. If you wanna cut these into your bite-sized pieces, you can, but what I like to do is cut them into strips. It just makes this kimchi extra special that way. We also need some Korean radish called mu. If you can't get Korean radish, use these small round pink red radishes that you can find at your local supermarket. Let's cut 1 and 2 thick slices of Korean radish. Okay, so you'll notice that this part right here is a little bit cloudy and brown. You don't want to use that part, so just cut it off, okay? So just throw it away and just make sure that the interior of your radish is pristine and white like that. So we need about 225-ish grams of Korean radish, or any radish that you can find at your local supermarket. So we're gonna cut our radish into thin strips. So we want our thickness to be about like so, okay? Not paper thin, but still somewhat thick enough. And then continue cutting the rest. And then we're gonna bring it over to our sink and just lightly wet it. So at this point, we're not rinsing our cabbage leaf, we're just wetting it like that. And then just shake it off a little bit. And then we're gonna pick some up about this much. And then we're just gonna lay it kind of across our big mixing bowl. Here I have about half a cup of coarse sea salt, or any coarse salt that you can find. Then I'm gonna just grab a little bit at a time, like so, and just sprinkle it on our cabbage leaves. And then grab some more. Again, you layer it across, and just a little pinch at a time, and sprinkle it on our cabbage leaves. So the salt brining process is very important to making kimchi. It's not the kimchi paste. It's the salting process that will make or break your kimchi. So just keep on going. Do not skip this part. Do not rush this part if you want to make delicious kimchi. So you have about this much of salt. Hold on to it for a sec. And then we're gonna layer the top with our Korean radish. So I cannot emphasize the importance of adding your radish when you make kimchi. A lot of people skip it. If you want your kimchi to taste refreshing, delicious, the way it's supposed to taste, you cannot skip adding the radish. You don't have to eat it, but add it so that it really enhances the taste of your kimchi juice. Kind of press it down a little bit, and then take the rest of your salt and sprinkle it on top like so, like that. To our salt, we're gonna add 1 cup of warm water. And then you just go in with your hands. It's not gonna dissolve right away, but just break up the coarse salt a little bit. Just sprinkle like this on top. And then this part of salt, just sprinkle it on top. And then I want you to take a plate and just cover it on top so that it just kind of gently presses down our cabbage, just gently. And let this rest on your kitchen counter for 1 hour, but we're gonna check on it in about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. Oh, let's pick this up. We're just gonna reshuffle everything. So the cabbage leaves on the bottom go to the top and vice versa. Mix up everything in here. You can already feel it. It's getting kind of soft and wilted, and that's exactly what we want. So once you reshuffle everything, we put plate back on, and we're just gonna let this continue salt brining for another 30 minutes. So it's been 1 hour, and let's take a look. Our cabbage has wilted really nice in the salt bath. So if you pick one up, it still is somewhat firm, but it's a little bendy. So that's important. You don't want it so soft that it just flops, but you do want to have some sort of firmness here, so it's a nice round curve. So this, you just need to now wash it in cold water. All right, so once the water reaches to the top, just gently move the cabbage around so that we're just trying to take off the excess salt that is attached to the cabbage leaves, and also cleaning our cabbage leaves as well. So just pick up a little bit at a time like that, and then put it in your strainer. Pick this up in your strainer and just keep on going. And then fill with cold water and put our cabbage leaves back again. So I want you to rinse it about 3 times. All right, so this is our 3rd wash. So put it in our strainer, and this part's important. So I want you to lift your strainer. You see how the water already drained a lot? You drain out the excess water. I want you to put a bowl here and let the strainer rest so that as the water drips, it cascades down and our cabbage is not sitting in the water at the bottom. Now I want you to have a taste. Oh, that's really yummy. So at this point, your cabbage should taste just salty enough so that it really enhances the natural flavors and the juices of the cabbage. It should not taste so salty that you're like, oh my God, that's really salty. If so, I want you to rinse it again in cold water a couple more times and taste it again. This salt brining process is so important in making delicious kimchi. Salted cabbage, who knew would be this yummy? I'm just saying. So we're gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes while we get the kimchi paste going. To make our kimchi paste, we need the following items. And to our blender, we are going to add our steamed potatoes, small piece of ginger, 6 garlic cloves, half a medium onion chopped up, half of ripe Fuji apple, but you can use any apple or pear that's extra ripe and sweet. Of course, Korean pear would be great too. And then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of 새우젓. So this is salt fermented shrimp. We're gonna add it to our blender. Vegan friends, I have a recipe for this that you can make, and I'll have the video linked below in the description box. And I have 2.5 cups of cold water. We're gonna add half a tablespoon of coarse sea salt. We're gonna set this to high. And then about good 30 seconds later, we're gonna stop. So basically we're liquefying all the ingredients that we just added. 4 red chili peppers. I'm using Serrano, but you can use any spicy red peppers. Remove the seed inside with a spoon. Put our lid on tight, and then we're gonna lower our speed, and then we're gonna turn it on and just break up our peppers. For about good 10-15 seconds. So I'm using a 4.5 liter kimchi container, and we're gonna pour our kimchi paste juice in here, and we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of gochugaru, that's Korean dried red pepper flakes, and to this we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of AalBaeChu, which is fermented plum extract syrup. If you don't have this, you could order it online, but if you can't, I want you to add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar instead, or 1 tablespoon of honey. We're gonna also add fish sauce, 멸치 액젓, 2 tablespoons. Now, fish sauce does not taste fishy at all. It just tastes like concentrated, super salty seafood taste. Vegan friends, you could use vegan fish sauce, and I have a recipe for that, and I'll have the video linked below in the description box. And then mix all this up. Oh, it smells really good. It smells garlicky. You can smell the saltiness. So I have 2 scallions here. You can use garlic chives if you can get that instead, but we're gonna cut them into about 1.5 inch length, like so. Get it all up, and then just put it in here. Let's take a look. I want you to see how much water our strainer pulled off naturally sitting on our bowl, like that. So this is ready. So all we have to do now is just pick up our cabbage, and you could just dunk it in here as is, but I wanna kind of keep it organized. Keep them into long strips like that. Same thing here, into long strips like that. And then we're gonna pick up our radish and then lay it on top, and then put it in the corners like so, push it down. So the radish does such a great job in making our kimchi juice taste extra yummy. It kind of also pulls out more liquid and makes the juice just really refreshing tasting. And then the rest of our cabbage leaves, we're gonna lay it on top and like that. And then the next thing to do is just press it down. So all of our cabbage leaves and the radish are completely submerged in our delicious kimchi liquid. I mean, look at that. Look at this. When this ferments, it's gonna be so good. Using a clean paper towel, I want you to go across and clean the wall that is exposed. And another tip I'm gonna share with you is when you put your kimchi in any container, don't ever fill it to the top. You always wanna have space so that you have about 1 inch of space to the rim. And then we're gonna put a layer of plastic wrap on top like that. It kind of locks in all the moisture within, and it also ensures that everything on top is touched and submerged in our kimchi liquid. And then all you have to do is put our lid on it. So we're gonna place our kimchi on your kitchen counter, away from the heat, away from the sun, and we're gonna let this rest for 12 hours on your kitchen counter. Now, if you have a hot kitchen, especially during the summer months where it's like 80 degrees and above, just let it sit on your kitchen counter for a max of 6 hours. If you have a cool kitchen and you're making this during the winter months where it's like below 60 degrees, then let it hang out for 24 hours. But around 70-ish or around there, I let it sit out for 12 hours. That process is called ripening our kimchi. So it's like starting the fermentation process. Then we put it in the fridge, and then we slowly let it ferment. For those of you who are in a pinch and you want to eat your kimchi ASAP right away, I would let it sit on your kitchen counter for 24 hours at most. Some people go 3 days, but then for me and in my family, that means like we're literally cooking our kimchi by over fermenting. You could eat it right away too. You don't have to wait. It's really up to you. Did you know that there's over 200 plus varieties of kimchi? Yes, the red Napa Cabbage kimchi is not the only kimchi that Koreans eat. And this is one of them too. Make sure to go to youtube.com/modernpepper, click on that playlist tab, and there's actually a kimchi recipe playlist that you could check out. There's non-spicy kimchi that's there, white kimchi to drinkable kimchi, Napa kimchi. So go there and I'm gonna make more kimchi with you. So see you there. So we're gonna let our kimchi rest in the fridge after we let it sit out on the kitchen counter for about a good week, and then I would start eating. I have another one that I made about a week ago. So I want to show you how it looks a week later, sitting in the fridge, slowly fermenting. Oh, it smells so good. It's so good. And I'm gonna show you the best part. This kimchi liquid is so good because there's potato fermenting in here, making this kimchi juice so yummy. I'm not gonna share with anyone, it's gonna be all mine. So before I have the kimchi, I would just go in for a spoonful of this delicious liquid right here. I'm gulping in my mouth before I even have this. Oh. So it's not as spicy as our traditional Napa Cabbage kimchi that everyone knows. This has a subtle spiciness, but the liquid, oh my goodness, is so good. It's refreshing, but it's not too watery. I mean, we have separate water kimchis called Napa kimchi. If you want to learn how to make that, you can, because that one is liquid. So you just like drink it like this. The next thing to do is literally just pour it on your rice. It's like a perfect marriage. Warm Korean rice with kimchi. Oh, it doesn't smell funky. Kimchi should not smell funky. If it does, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could give you a bite, but I can't, so I'll taste it for all of us. The Napa cabbage, because we use the yellow part where it's the sweetest part of the cabbage, AalBaeChu, it is sweet. And not sugary sweet, but it's just naturally sweet vegetable taste. Put it on your kimchi, and then you make yourself a kimchi wrap with warm Korean rice. That's how you eat this dish. All you need is this kimchi and bowl of Korean rice, and you're set. You're set. You gotta try it. In life, all you need is kimchi and a bowl of Korean rice. That's my go-to food for me. And then after that is Mexican food, but you know. I wanna thank you for watching today. And if you enjoyed watching today's video, I wanna kindly ask you to click on that thumbs up icon. Doing so supports my channel tremendously. So I wanna thank you in advance, as always. And subscribe if you have not done so we can make more kimchi and Korean dishes together. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아요 버튼과 구독 버튼도 눌러주세요. 감사합니다. 다음 비디오에서 꼭 뵙겠습니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of the videos you see right here. I don't know what I was thinking wearing all white today making kimchi. I just don't know.